Hey everyone, I'm Rambo Az, and I'm your co-commissioner for the Firetail League. Let me take this time to explain what we have in store. We have 6 teams comprised of 36 AUNZ players, all competing for a $1,000 prize pool. The regular season will run over 5 weeks in a round-robin format. Each team will play each other only once, which means you've got to make the most of every match. At the conclusion of the round robin, second and third will face off for the right to challenge first in the grand final. This is where the best of the best will take each other on to finally determine the winner of the inaugural Firetail League. Each match begins with a turf war. Win that and your team chooses the first game mode for set 1. The match consists of 3 sets of 3 games. The winner will be the team that wins 2 sets, but regardless of when that happens, all 9 will be played out. This means every game is super important if you want to make it to the finals. Each week, the top players will be voted on by the viewers, the winners taking home some Asus ROG swag. Voters have the chance to win an Asus ROG Go wireless headset with USB connection, perfect for the Switch. Hello everyone, and I am muted. Hello everyone, and I am no longer muted. I am Rambo Az.
Yep, and I'm Checkers.
And we've got some good Splatoon coming up. We have a clutch match, a very, very important match between New Zealand and Sydney Endeavour. This is the final chance for New Zealand to actually...
Yeah, I mean, some results could fall their way. Like, if they win their next 2 games, some other results fall their way, they would potentially make the playoffs. So, which would be a insane story.
This is, and we all love an underdog.
You'd tell your grandkids about this one. It's a long shot, but they're definitely not out of it.
No.
And I mean, if they have playoff ambitions, then they want to be beating teams like Sydney, who have shown they're very strong.
Right. Getting to the finals is one thing, but what's the point of getting to the finals if you can't take games off big teams?
Exactly.
So
we have seen New Zealand take games off Melbourne. They technically beat them 5-4. The scoreboard obviously is not going to show that, but
no, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, look, they can definitely win games here. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. Even if they don't make the playoffs, they can cause a lot of issues for the teams they're versing.
Right.
So
moving them further down because everyone's going for this coveted first spot, which means that you don't even have to deal with the peasants in the semi-final.
Yeah.
You go straight to the grand final.
I mean, if New Zealand took out Sydney here, that's a big help to the Adelaide team as well, who managed to get a nice win last night.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunate.
How close was that game as well?
Unfortunate disconnect in game 8 there.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Incredible game, especially after last week. It was nice to see a game with a live game 9 there. So
yes. So last week we saw the table separate into what looked like the top 3 and bottom 3.
Yep.
And then what we saw last night was the struggle, the fight to get that
claw your way back up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I think for Perth, it may end up being a bit too far to drag that back next week. But
they don't want the wooden spoon.
No. Definitely not.
So there are still definitely rosters that can change all that.
For sure.
Starting with today's game.
I mean, it's still all up in the air, isn't it? This is the fun part about Firetail League is we don't know what's happening.
Did we ever know what was happening?
No, we're just making it up as we go along. It's great.
Oh, great. So after this game, guys, we then have the final remaining 2 teams, which would be Melbourne and Brisbane.
What a cracker.
Okay, yep, cool. I haven't got any Rambo Pogs yet in the chat.
We got to work on that emotion.
Yeah. So whoever provided that to me to begin with, can you get that to me in the highest resolution possible? Just so I want to make it into... Yeah, we need some Rambo Pog in this chat. Thanks, guys. You've noticed we have affiliate as well, and now partner. Partner is being reviewed at the moment, but you will notice that we have subscriptions. So they're there right now. Thank you so much for our first ever subscriber.
Right. How exciting was that?
Opened the bank for Firetail League, for Firetail, the Dark Mesh, the originator of the AU scene. He's been such a help in Melbourne Squids. Yep.
Vic Urchins. Yep.
Vic Urchins. So thank you so much. You will forever be our first subscriber.
Yep. You can have many subscribers, but you can never have another first.
Right.
So
you
always remember the first one.
Oh, great. So, yes. Now we're going into our final game. So I was reading down the chat where Yums gets paid Monday. So then we'll have another subscriber.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Don't go rushing, guys. We want to get some awesome content for you first.
Never forget the second subscriber.
No, we've got some awesome content coming for you guys to make it really, that's what we do. We deliver value in exchange for all your money. But we do deliver you value, and that's the most important thing here. So let us get you guys some value, and then you guys can, have some fun in the stream.
It's only getting better, right? We've got All-Star Weekend coming up in a couple weeks' time, and we into the playoffs, so a lot of really exciting Splatoon games to come.
That's it. So look, we got our first matchup here. Looks like it's hitting game time here for our first game, which will be our turf war between Sydney Endeavour and Rush. How is the lobby going? Let's see where the players are at. I'll start talking through.
Well, everyone's a lot more ready than we are.
Yeah, right. Look, they're getting into basically picking their squads. We can see who's on each team now. We don't need to talk about the entire roster.
Yeah.
For New Zealand, we've got Magooch coming out, MGJ, with the purple Ness. MGJ, right? We've written as here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's confusing on our behalf too. We have Kaz, Matthew, and Slook. So that seems to be a real paint-heavy comp out of the players that they usually have. It makes sense. It's turf war. Versus Xylem, Skidder, Nereza, and Low. So we've got no Geo there, and we've got no Cookie. But what we do is we have a very, very united paint, which seems like that's the strat, right? Everyone's bringing out their turf-heavy team.
Yeah, bring out your turf. Bring out your turf.
Yeah, bring it.
Ding,
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the strategy, right?
It's got to be.
Yeah, and we've got so obviously we start with the turf war.
Mm-hmm.
This week it is the switches, so we'll see what exciting things that spits out for us.
Give me a rundown. What's in the switches?
I wish you hadn't asked me because I need to recall exactly what that is. But I assume there's many switches that you paint.
Right. Thank you for being our expert on all things Splatfest.
Yeah, I'm a big Splatfest guy. No,
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you just paint those.
You paint the switches and they switch.
I assume so.
On the Nintendo Switch.
We're going to work it out.
We are.
As they play.
We're just excited as you guys, because you get to see it and we get to see it for the first time. Oh, Paddy Diddles subscribed at tier 1.
Thank you for the sub, Paddy.
We appreciate it. I think he is our number one spruiker for all of our sponsors, and all of our sponsors thank you as well. All right, that seems to be everyone. We've got a few people more
to ready up.
Who's going to take this out, Checkers?
The whole match or this turf war?
This turf war. Let's start with that, and then we'll talk about the rest of the match.
I think that the New Zealand Rush will win the turf war, and I will think about the rest of the match after that.
It's going to be really important for New Zealand to pick this first, and then probably take their tower control straight after. That's what they want to do. They want to bring out their big guns. Games be damned. They have to win every single match. Here we get into it. Hey, how did we get... This is perfect. It's actually their colours.
What do you mean?
But all the teams. Did we build the teams based on what the Splatfest colours were?
No, I think it was just lucky.
But it's not. You get to pick a pair of colours, right? Not individual colours.
Yeah, and there happened to be a pair.
This pair happens to be perfectly...
I didn't actually check which pair it was. But yeah, you're right. This is perfect.
I'm so excited. If you guys could see my face, I'm pogging all over the place.
There's Rambo Pogs going on here. Look at those
excited.
switches change colour though.
Oh, on the Switch map.
Right, so the switches seem to open the doors.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Slook already going to set up Slook and his ballpoint. The ballpoint and mesh bloody... Oh, brilliant. And mesh platforms. Can you name a more iconic duo? Every time I see Slook on the ballpoint, he's walking on some sort of mesh.
He is, I mean... And that's going to make it hard for people like Low on the Blob Blobber. Can't... Unless he hits directs, he can't do much about that.
Right. So we see Matthew get taken out there. It's a 3v3.
Now, as an expert on this map, I believe they want to paint the middle switch there.
Just bring up the map for me. I just want to have a look at some stuff that's going on.
I don't think the map's any clearer.
All right, cool.
We're looking about even. I think New Zealand have a bit of an advantage now. And 2 go down on Sydney, so 3 now. And look at them paint that switch.
Painted the switch and the door opened. Right. Okay, I'm starting to learn this map. By the time it finishes, I might know what's going on.
Look, I think as a community, we need to know more about Turf War and Splatfest. So we're all learning.
Hey, I think in honor of our first subscriber, we refer to every mesh as dark mesh.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. So congratulations, that's your first subscriber reward, dark mesh.
What about the red meshes though?
The red meshes are still dark mesh.
Okay.
Every mesh that people are on is the dark mesh.
Like a maroon mesh, like a darker red.
Yes. Yeah. That'll do.
As we work our way through to the 30s, getting down to the 30-second mark, where this game becomes interesting.
Right. The game is always interesting, right? It's them warming up. It's them figuring out what they need to be, who they need to be aware of, the comps that may come out. It's about getting everyone up to the speed of the Firetail League.
Even the commentators.
Right. And look, what we're seeing out of New Zealand is they're moving up as a united front, right?
They are doing a good job sticking together.
The switch has closed, which means that they can't get past it. Ness being the gatekeeper, taking 2 out in the last 12 seconds.
One person painting on each
Blob
side.
versus Kaz.
1v1.
Is support. Oh, Low takes it out. Low could have taken out the victory for Sydney in an epic support battle. Where I'm surprised no one just painted rather than killed each other. They have done it.
New Zealand dominated for such a long time. It's going to be... Oh, they hang on.
It is still New Zealand.
New Zealand. With the winner.
With the winner. Low getting 1 kill. That last kill was his only kill in the whole match. It doesn't matter. He was there to paint.
He almost won the game for them. So let's not make too much fun of him.
No. He did a very good job there. And we appreciate his contribution. So that is New Zealand winning the turf war. Out there, now we have the picks and bans coming. We've got to find out what game mode it is. So New Zealand get to pick their game mode. Should I already pick tower control now?
I think you should, but it's not official yet. Let's just hang for a sec.
Okay. Well, I don't think we saw... We didn't see the full strength of any of those teams. I think what we saw was who is best at turf, right?
Yeah.
And we have thought...
Who understood the switches.
Who understood the switches the most.
We would have lost that.
Tower control.
And we are running into tower control as our first match.
So let's, Rambo take a look at the map pool.
But how are we going to do that? Check it.
I don't know. We haven't been able to do that the whole league. How on earth would we do that?
What is this? What is this?
Oh, where did this come from?
Who did this? Who designed this?
Wizardry is this?
What was Ali doing behind the scenes all this time? Is that a map list with all picks and bans possible? So look, guys, we are looking at the 10 maps that can be picked along with their pick and ban rate throughout the season. These are correct as of last week.
Yeah.
The end of round 3.
Correct.
So this will give you guys some insight into what was banned, what has been picked, and what we're moving forward.
Yeah. So there's been 8 sets of tower control in the whole Firetail League.
Mm-hmm.
So if we take Anchovy Games, for example, that's been a part of half of those 8 sets.
That's a lot, man.
And it's only been banned once out of the eight sets. So this is kind of information that we can bring you to enhance your experience here.
Because what are we about delivering? What does Firetail deliver?
Value.
Right. That's it. In exchange for subs. There you go. This is now called the Paddy Diddles.
Paddy Diddles pick and ban list. The microwave beat pick and ban list.
Oh god, if we had to name something after everyone who ended up subbing for us, we'd probably have a pimped out stream. Oh, I love it.
Right, so we actually have bans and picks going on in the
right.
meantime.
Okay, so this is
so Sydney have the first ban,
right, and what have they banned?
Have banned Sturgeon Shipyard, so they don't want Sluke to sit up on that dark mesh and just hammer that tower. Maybe a wise decision there.
All right, Sydney Endeavour have banned Sturgeon Shipyard.
And you see it turn red to indicate a ban, and you see Sydney's logo there to indicate the team that banned it.
And also the underscore, the underline under ban.
Oh, that also helps. Yep.
To say ban.
And then the New Zealand Rush has banned Mako Marked.
All right.
And there it pops up.
So, we have 8 stages left to pick from.
Naru suggesting that tier 3 subscribers should be able to pick the map. Or pick the mode. Pick the mode.
I feel like she's going
to...
You know what?
What? I think that should be an all-star. If you want to subscribe and pick the modes for all-star, come at us. I'm going to allow that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm making executive decisions here. And the map pick for Sydney Manta Maria. So we see that one turn green there.
All right, playing on Manta Maria. That is going to be a interesting choice. I'm trying to think about who's on the team that they were so confident in that pick, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's still quite a back... I feel like Manta Maria is still a backline heavy map, so it might help Luke there, but potentially with Nereza in the lineup. Though I know he didn't necessarily play Charger all the time, so...
No, but his Charger on this map has been very good.
It has.
But so has Griffin's, if they do decide to bring out Griffin. I have seen Griffin on this map, and she has done a very good job as well.
Yeah, it looks like the teams going to this match will be Skidder, Nereza, Low, and Geo.
Okay.
And then for New Zealand, MGJ, Matthew, Sluke, and Raid 13.
I would argue that both teams are bringing out some big guns here.
Definitely, I mean, two very good teams there. I think they're relatively evenly matched. So
yes,
and set's very important.
We're about to get into our first official match for this round 4 for our Sunday show. This is our North American time slot, guys. Please not wake up the North Americans. They're already very awake. Before they go to sleep.
And
hit them up on Twitter. Let them know that we're running. We need all the viewership that we can, and we appreciate all the 60 viewers that are here for us right now.
Let's take a look at these comps. We got the Tetras, the Kensa Sloshy Machine, the NZAP, and the T-Tech on Sydney, and then for New Zealand, the 96 scale, the Kensa Julies, the Ballpoint, and an NZAP of their own.
And we see everyone here rocking these semicolon tags out of respect for suicide prevention. So we appreciate everyone, raising awareness alongside with us. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Now, we're seeing low painting up a lot, and that he allowed us to deliver that message. Each team's going to need to do that, right? They're going to need to paint up their side, but what we need to see is the first pick. We need to see... and that's 2 going down for Sydney. It looks like this might be... brilliant movement by Geo. Can he get... He's staying...
Oh, nice trade there, Math and Geo.
Choosing to stay up on the bunker, knowing that he doesn't want to get rolled and flicked. Geo is someone who's dealt with Julies for a very long time.
Yeah, I think it's just Sluke and MJ trying to push that tower forward, but not much coming from this push. It's been a very stalemate kind of game for the first minute and a half.
It has, yes. Now both teams trying to feel each other out. No big pushes coming out. I think that push should have been bigger from New Zealand, but was actually quashed very quickly by Sydney.
And Math started well here with 3 KA already, so that's good signs for New Zealand.
Now they need to be helping MGJ back out on the tower if they want to get these pushes. Sydney doing a very good job of fighting around the tower and making sure that it doesn't go push further into street.
And you can see Skidder there on the dark mesh around the mast.
Mad respect.
Sluke's taken a nice forward position here. Really trying to guide that tower. He knows the areas he needs, but they just can't quite hang on to the actual immediate area around the tower. It's New Zealand.
Now we're looking like Sydney's first push. Now can we see the same level of organisation come out from New Zealand to stop them from... They've taken out Sluke, a very important defensive position for New Zealand. Nereza hopping on this tower, and look, one's to the left, one's in bunker. They're guiding this like it's the president and his security detail.
Yeah, well, the president just died on tower. And Sydney are 4 down now.
Right.
Thank you for your service, Mr. President.
54 is a very, very beatable push. I want to see more coming out from New Zealand here. I don't think that they've got a grasp on where Sydney is coming out from. Look, Gio's coming around the left-hand side, jumped out, felt like he's in the wrong position there. I felt he could have pushed that.
Look, they get through the checkpoint and they're not that far away from the lead here. They just need to work together. Math on the baller.
Unfortunately, as soon as you get on the baller, you are pushed off like a geyser. So he didn't get to stay on it for very long. It remains the lead of Sydney by 2 points.
Yeah, and unfortunately New Zealand wiped there, so they'll have to work their way back into mid.
Yes, I don't think this is the game-winning push for either team. I think 50 is very beatable on this. Nereza trying to take a few shots. Unfortunately, panicked. Splashdown to keep the splashdown at the end. Instantly cancelled. Pretty much high-risk, high-reward strat. But I can't emphasize how risky that strat is.
No, well, he will get that refunded though, so you might see another splashdown coming out in short order.
Ness knowing he can see someone at the side there, sending in his goons. Matthew going in, he is expendable, but he's taken down. It's very important to keep Ness, MGJ alive on that tower, because the way he dances and the way he knows when to push it and when to hop off it, I think that experience is what's going to make sure that New Zealand can push this forward. It doesn't seem like Ness Sloop wants to hop on the tower at all.
Someone needs to hop on the tower. Oh, he's on it now. There's one in bunker. Oh, they take that out. They're probably going to take lead here.
Ness is going to hop on the tower. Now they're just trying to burn through checkpoint to see if they can get through quicker. They don't need to, because this is what we're talking about in the FLC analysis desk. The tower drift. If you want the tower to stop, you have to fight it earlier. Otherwise, It's going to drift into the lead.
And really nice push. They're all going to go down now, so it's Sydney's chance for a comeback, but a nice push there from...
19 is a game-winning push on this map. We see Gio not interested in painting, just wants to try and get back, but Ness unfortunately hacking on the 96 gal with these shots.
And you can see the importance of Sluke's beacons there, getting the team back in nice and quickly. Oh, another splashdown
cancel. Now, was that...
it's 3 down on New Zealand. It's just Sluke who has to deal with this tower.
Sluke doing the best he can from a long situation. Low is slowly getting further away from him. Now Low needs to take an important kill in this next line. Matthew trying to hop on tower.
Oh, he gets the kill. Woo! My heart was just going because I couldn't see more New Zealand heartbreak. It crushes me. When you make 6 teams like this, you love them all equally.
They're all your baby.
You love them all equally.
They're all your baby. Look at that. And look at Ray 13. Someone who we didn't actually see come out swinging in that match. Gets the win and tops that leaderboard. He was the NZAP. A lot of armors coming out for him as well.
Yeah, no, that was a nice KA there for Ray. But yeah, like I was saying, you have these six children, and you want them all to do well. And New Zealand have had some heartbreaking results so far. So
they really have.
I'm happy to see them get the first win there.
Now, while we're getting this next pick, I feel this is a better time to say this is our North American time slot. Please, guys, tweet, post in any Discord channels that you know are NA heavy, the +2 channel, +1 channel, wherever you want to put the message out that we're running a league. This is our second last week of the normal season. We have one more week after this, then we have a break for the All-Star weekend.
Yep.
And then we run into our semi-finals the next week, and then the grand finals the week after for our $1,000 money match, right? So we don't have a lot of time left. We are past the halfway point.
We are, yeah, and I mean it's been really good Splatoon. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah,
everyone needs to remember is how high quality these games are. They've all been pretty close, even in the where the results was like 8-1 or 9-0.
Mm-hmm.
The matches themselves or the games themselves have been very close. Yeah, just good, fun family entertainment.
Agreed. And I kind of feel like Caesar picking out the combatants for the arena, the Colosseum, for them to fight. I think Colosseum is trademarked inside the Splatoon community, so it's not like that. It's like a league, like we made. All right, guys, we saw our next pick come up from Sydney, and they have decided to go for Schellendorf Institute. So that has not been picked at all.
Never seen this.
We have never seen a tower control Schellendorf, and I think that's for good reason. This is a hell of a map.
It is. I actually quite like it for tower control.
Yeah,
and especially it used to be terrible, but when they revamped the map and made those boxes a bit shorter and all those types of things, it really improved the tower control on this map. So I'm looking forward to finally seeing it run here. It's never been picked, it's never been banned, everyone just forgot about it.
Everyone did. Maybe they needed a screen in which they could see.
Maybe they're watching the stream and
yeah.
Feel bad for the little Schellendorf.
Yeah, the little Shelly that could.
We've seen it in our Splat Zones maps, obviously, but yeah, first time with tower control, so poor little Shelly.
Poor little Shelly.
So we've had some subs come through.
We have.
Like Griffin has checked in for Slook, so that potentially favouring the Charger on this map.
Right.
Although Griffin's also very capable on K-Pro and other weapons.
I think for Schellendorf it would be very interesting to see Nereza on that Charger and Griffin on that Charger.
It would.
Considering we don't have very many Charger players in our region. Now we're looking at Sydney Endeavour coming out on their teal colour, and purple is New Zealand Rush.
Yeah, it's always nice when the colours line up a
they
little
do.
bit there.
Perfect. Now we're back to Low painting. Low, it always goes to the support. It always likes to see the people getting the P. Anyone getting them turf points? Oh, Nereza takes a first shot, takes out Ness. But unfortunately they need to get more people on tower. The armor smacks him off tower. And that looks like the end of their push at 82 points. Now you can't rush that first push because now they've wiped, and 82 is not a big enough push to get back into the center.
No, and you're going to probably give away this first checkpoint for free.
Yes. Low in his fedora, painting and holding onto that tower. We're seeing some shots come out from Nereza. Nothing hits yet. Low's been stopped. Oh, beautiful
nice
shot coming out from Nereza. Nobody on tower though. Oh, brilliant. The Rays coming out.
Yeah, that's going to force the jump out and might give them a few more points.
Maybe get into the second checkpoint.
This is a really solid push and doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon.
No. And look, Geo is just holding. He's not pushing in. Okay, as soon as I said it, Geo pushed and died. It was a very... You want to hold... You want to make sure that they can't run behind you, right?
And Skidder just trying to...
Skidder getting a jump back for Geo in a perfect spot. Oh, Ness, MGJ able to take that out. Trying to take the fight against Geo. Gets the trade.
Yes, two. Yep.
2 down. That looks like the end of the push. 35, very respectable. I think that's a winning push in certain games.
Yeah, it certainly could be. Yeah.
We're looking at to see what NZ can reply to this, and they need to get that top control, right?
Yeah, they need to get their Slayers up onto this roof and put the pressure on Nereza. Gio looking at mid, comes back to the side to see Low go down.
Oh,
Gets Ness.
Logo. Oh, Gio finding someone to the left there. Able to take out Ray 13 in a clutch flick. I think he had a bit of support, which took a bit of the attention away. Matthew rolling around, but not for a lot of fun. Gio looking for a triple. Unfortunately, MGJ takes that out. A good stop. It's exactly what New Zealand needed. If Gio tore that open, that would have been bigger than the 35 push.
Absolutely. Skidder getting taken out. Skidder taking out Ness.
Oh, and
Matthew goes down as well. And the benefits of the Julie dash getting out.
I can't tell you how many times I've escaped bomb pressure with Julie rolls. It almost makes you complacent. Notice how his first dash was perfectly in line behind that power puff. Pushed out, saw it was a bad idea, came back inside. Unfortunately, he still got taken out because this guy, MGJ, is a monster on the 96 scale.
Absolutely. See if New Zealand can mount any kind of a push here. I mean, they got to 82, but that was right at the start of the game, so...
Armor coming out. No more specials coming out for either team. The armor, I don't think, was effectively used. They're still trying to push through, but they haven't really got control of any spots. Nereza taking out the tower. Then in there, it looks like the end of their push. I think they got to 82 again.
So Sydney just seems to be doing a lot better job of getting up and in their faces, and
Skidder doing exactly what he needs to do.
As he picks up a quad, and we're going to see that again on the Strutty's instant replay.
Getting a quad, doing exactly what Skidder needs to do. Unfortunately, his quick respawn will never need to be used again. But that is going to push.
Done. Oh, just gets taken out by Ness there. But it's allowed the tower to push down to... through checkpoint 3, down to 17.
17 is a winning push.
That's definitely a winning push.
It's a hit as a wipe now for Sydney. I don't think that matters, though, to push the tower that deep. Oh, Nereza having a great game, taking out tower. Every time the tower is in a threatening spot, Nereza is also there.
Yeah, looks dire for New Zealand.
Right.
Oh, but they get
a triple. Oh no, that's
no,
that's the opposite side.
This tower's going to push again.
Okay, so they have to reassess what happened here. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to take this match, so we're going to be going to a 1-1 New Zealand Rush and Sydney Endeavour between both teams.
Yeah, live third game in the first set, so...
Gio trying to stop there. Math manages to take him out. Not enough. Final push. The armor pushing Ness off, or MGJ off tower. We're looking like we're in overtime here. NZ have a mountain to climb if they want to get anything. Even if they want to increase their 82 push.
Yeah, we see all the bombs coming out from Sydney.
It just looks like the positioning of NZ, they're not... They're too focused about the now and not about the next step.
2 players go down, 3 players go down on tower. That was very one-sided compared to the first game, which was very even.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's just a map? I mean...
Look, we see Slook hopping off for Griffin. I understand the Charger pick there, but I think you lose a lot of experience. When Skidder's dropping 20 bombs, doesn't make it easier either.
Yeah, it's a lot of KA for all of the Sydney players there.
Right.
I think the charge of Nereza was important though, especially once they pushed the tower on the left. He just gets to sit there and take pot shots at anyone who wants to try and defend it.
So we have our remaining picks from 5 different maps here.
Be 6, but yeah.
6. Oh, sorry, I didn't see Port Mac. I just assumed it was banned. Now, I'm guessing it's going to be Inkblock Art Academy based on the numbers.
Well, I mean, it has been a very popular pick. So what's that? 5 out of 8 sets for the first 3 rounds. So definitely could be. I'm just trying to. I mean, I wonder what advantages Manta Maria had for New Zealand that got them the win there, and whether they can replicate that on another map.
It seems like we have a pick. What an interesting pick. Arowana Mall.
It is interesting. I think again, I would expect Sloop to come back in, which it looks like he has. We talked about it on Tuesday, I think, with FLC, just controlling that when you push when you're pushing, controlling that top right section of the map.
Yes,
I think Sloop's pretty adept at that. So
yes, I think the map control is going to be the key to this victory, and I think they have been writing a few strats down from the FLC ATAR support analysis desk.
Certainly, it certainly seems that way.
Where I think Sloop is going to have free reign as a ball point up there.
Yeah, I assume Nereza will play Charger again. Nereza's still in the game, so I don't think it's going to be as easy for New Zealand as we're saying. Nereza's very capable up there, I'm sure, trying to defend his turf.
Right.
And then, obviously, the big issue, Skidder and Geo just ran wild in that game.
Right, and I think Arowana Mall puts a bit of distance between the backline and Skidder and Geo, right?
It does. That is the benefit, but if they get going, then I don't think it matters what map you're on.
No.
What you gonna do, brother, when Sydney Mania runs wild on you?
We're almost readied up here for our next match, for our final map of Tower Control in this first set. This is going to be the winner of this first set, and the loser will pick the next set. But more importantly, Rush need to take this out. Rush need to win this.
Tower Control's their strong mode, from what we've seen anyway.
Right, and then inevitably a Clams pick comes out in the third.
Yeah,
in the third round,
shake things up.
Yeah.
We know their game plan.
Yeah. Well, I think Sydney has a really strong Rainmaker, or a really strong Splat Zones.
And Rainmaker.
I think it has a better Rainmaker than New Zealand, maybe not the strongest. So Clamblitz would be the only other choice that I'd suggest. Doesn't matter. We're getting into this match here, and Sydney is perfectly on teal, and
again,
the Rush is on orange. The weapons come out like we thought. MGJ choosing to stay with this 96 tried and true, plenty of paint, nice armor, is capable of getting many long-range picks here. Ray 13 already takes a drop. Geo taking down 2, doing exactly what Geo needs to do. The K-Pro, I didn't really think about that, but Geo from the middle can still take left and right. He will take every aim battle and has a higher kill time.
And look at him go up here for the beacon and taking control of this top right section, which we talked about. The Booyard's about to come out as well.
Low pushing to first, deciding to back off. I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Ray's last up and just sharking that mid section there.
Deciding to move back. Maybe Low wanted to get some armor. Some armor.
You don't really need armor when they're 3 down and the last is sharking.
Right, there is definitely a timing, but Low is very numbers focused. He wants the perfect push. He wants the objective forward.
And they got down to 25, which is a nice score there.
Not to mention Nereza's running an E-leader.
Yeah, look at that line just hunting people through the middle.
Yeah, exactly. It's a whole SWAT team in one weapon.
Obviously wanted that extra range to challenge Sloop.
25 is a huge push, is a massive push in this, and we see Geo coming around the back. Oh, gets a few shots on what looked like bomb taking out MGJ there, stopping this push before it began. Unfortunately, New Zealand don't seem to have anyone else who wants to ride tower.
No.
It's MGJ or bust.
Yeah, I think they're struggling.
Sloop.
The pressure of Geo is certainly helping.
Right.
He's got 8 KA already.
8 KA, managing to take all these fights from the middle, and I think that's the difference between the K-Pro and the 96, right? The accuracy over long distances.
Yeah, definitely. The kill time on that is very short, as we see again.
Now, Geo's going to know exactly what the Julies are going to do, popping around a corner like that. They're going to roll. Adjust your aim to the long side of that roll, and Math doesn't stand a chance. So you've got to start playing mind games when you start versing these X-Rank or these top-tier players.
Nereza's doing a really good job of putting the pressure on Sloop, who's trying to get up here.
Unable to get up. There was more Sydney back there. Skidder using a jump and dash to
that
get.
was a really nice dash.
Was to get around to Ness there, or MGJ. 67, admirable push. Unfortunately, it's not enough to change the outline of this game.
No, and they're down to 2 minutes left now, so New Zealand got to sort of regroup and get going.
Geo's aim, my good sir, my colleague, he is just amazing.
Man, he's 14 KA.
He is cleaning up.
His Loose Goose's record is...
Okay, and 2v1, and that's what New Zealand need to do every single time. He's got great aim, but he can't fight two people.
That's right. Yeah, they're going to stick together.
Oh, MGJ having a look up at Skidder, finds Skidder, gets rid of Skidder. Skidder going to jump in real quick again. Being taken out the tower once again by Geo. Geo being traded for the rest of the New Zealand team. That is good for New Zealand. Geo's on a bit of a tear though. Slook favouring positioning rather than taking a fight there. It's more important to get further in front, putting out that range to try and protect him from Geo.
Look at that range on the E-leader.
Is Nereza in spawn?
Yeah, sitting up on the wall. Crazy.
No, he's actually in spawn.
Takes out Math there.
Great shot, trying to look around for Slook there. Slook getting too close and Nereza needing to back off. And Ness found his way up there. Unfortunately, got taken out by Geo as well. Oh, max range shot coming out from Nereza there. Ray 13 wondering what happened. You dead, son.
And remember we talked to Nereza and he said he didn't play with sound? Why would you not play with sound when you get to hear that noise?
That clap. We need that as a soundboard. Just like that direct noise to spam that. Beautiful noise. Kudos to the sound director for Splatoon. I wonder what that meeting would have sounded like.
Oh, the chicken. There's a stray chicken on the tower. And after that first Manta Maria match, we've seen absolute domination by the Sydney Endeavour.
Right. Now, I think it didn't work out the way... that they wanted. They thought they could get distance, so what Geo did was brought his long gun, and what Nereza did was brought his longer gun.
Yeah,
Geo with a 20 bomb, but Nereza still with a 10 bomb, which is still better than their entire New Zealand team.
Well, yeah, and both the second and third games of that set, we really saw the power of the Chargers and the E-leader come out from Nereza.
Right, and they tried to use Griffin to match that, but Nereza's Charger is probably one of the... Is that number 3?
2.
Luke Latius, and then Nereza?
Or probably Latius, then raffle the rest. I don't know.
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah, Nereza's been really strong. Really strong Charger player. Actually, I see people redeeming some Asus ROG. Asus, sorry. ROG.
Redemptions are people using their feathers.
Yeah, their feathers. We're going to tidy it up a little bit.
We are. We appreciate you guys using them. We're still testing and seeing what we can do there. Just in case it wasn't clear, Feathers is because the Firetail League is a fire symbol with a feather inside
in the middle there. Let's go to commentator screen.
Let's go to commentator screen.
You see it? Oh, you can't see mine. You see his.
You saw mine.
Yeah, so we'll try and get that little symbol there as our channel point symbol.
Yep.
I think. If you have ideas for channel point, you want channel points to be used for, send them through.
Absolutely. Happy to help.
Maybe we'll change it from I don't know, change it from Strutties to Stray's instant replay, because we know you all like to spam that.
Yeah.
Oh, we know you like to spam should have been with Node 1.
Should have been with Node 1.
So maybe we'll change them around a little bit. Make them a bit more fun. But yeah, give us some ideas.
So, we're going to the next set here. What are they picking and what are we playing?
Are you actually asking me, or are you going to click the button?
I'm going to click the button.
Splat Zones.
We are playing Splat Zones. That is our next mode. Obviously picked by New Zealand, who have lost that. But they may be walking into Sydney Endeavour traps.
Yes. From what I've seen and from what I can remember, which for me is not that much, Sydney have been a pretty strong Splat Zones team.
Yes. And chats with Sydney around the cooler, the water cooler. They are very comfortable with this, with the way that everyone works, the way that everyone retakes, and the way everyone holds the zone. So
yeah,
it's a bold move, Cotton.
Let's see if it pays off.
Let's see if it pays off. We've got two maps here that everyone seems to be picking, which is Snapper Canal and Piranha Pit. What bans have come out?
Yeah, so Sydney have banned Camp Triggerfish.
Yes, Sydney have banned Camp Triggerfish, sure.
And New Zealand banning Gobi Arena.
All right, that takes those two off. That is fine.
So it'd be interesting to see now what Sydney come out with the first pick. They can continue their momentum on. We saw they had a lot of success at Schellendorf on tower control. I don't know if that... I know we've seen them play Splat Zones on Schellendorf a few times, so that might be a option here.
Yep. And we know that Sydney already has that pressure over New Zealand on Schellendorf as well. You can change the mode, but the map still stays pretty similar.
Correct.
We have Meiji in chat wondering what happens when you redeem a sponsor. He doesn't know.
Well, nothing really happens. What do you mean? Why should something happen?
I was going to go along with the joke that something's happening that he's just out of the loop for.
Oh, right.
Right.
Well, I've ruined that.
You've ruined that.
Yeah, I don't think we need that. I think it's just a bit of fun. Just have some fun in chat.
Right.
That's what we're all about.
We're all about spruiking our sponsors, so we just have a fan base that likes to spruik for us.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
What else you can do with channel points?
Highlight your damn message.
Yeah, that's probably the other thing. There's a picks come through from Sydney now, going with Reef.
Yes. So they're going Reef, and that's going to be our first map.
That is going to be our
That
first
was a
map.
Sydney Endeavour pick.
That was a Sydney Endeavour pick.
Great. So we're starting off with Reef in our round 4.
Yes, one suggesting that we hydrate.
Oh, always a fan of hydrating.
So just get more water here.
Mm-hmm. They're going to hear us glugging on stream.
Splat Zones.
That's what they want.
Nope.
That's what the people asked for.
By the way, guys, we're playing Splat Zones. If you didn't already notice, we're playing Splat Zones.
We're just waiting for New Zealand to confirm their subs.
I don't know about you, but I feel pretty hydrated.
Yeah, no, that was good.
That was good.
It's really moistened the vocal cords
Moist.
and
Don't like that word.
moistened.
No.
Just made them all
As
wet.
the water was just gushing down your mouth.
Just my vocal cords are damp.
All right. Now that our vocal cords are in a better state, we've got one more set here for New Zealand Rush to figure out what the hell they need to do to come back and even sniff what the finals are going to look like. And then if they don't manage to take this, then all they're going to be fighting for is to not take the wooden spoon, which is a prize in itself.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pride. All these players have lots of personal pride. I'm
Right.
sure they don't want to finish last.
And if it didn't cost $10 for shipping per spoon, I would send out 4 wooden spoons. 6 wooden spoons.
They can pick them up next time they're in Perth.
Yeah, exactly.
They could all buy wooden spoons. And
They
if
could.
they gave us proof of purchase, maybe we would refund
Then we
that
could
money.
refund them. Yeah. Do they get to choose what wooden spoon they want?
I mean, within reason.
Within reason.
I don't want some fancy wooden spoon that I can't afford.
some Jarrah
When
spoon.
you got 2 subscribers at Swoop.
We could barely afford 1 wooden spoon.
Exactly.
Let alone a team of wooden spoons. Yes. Sorry, all sets will be played regardless of wins or losses. That's how we do this in the Firetail League. Let's get into our next set. We're looking at New Zealand on purple and Sydney on yellow.
Asylum checking in, needs to play quite a lot of games, so
Right, and Cookie coming out as well.
yeah, so
This doesn't seem like their regular cookie cutter build. Oh yeah.
pause for laughter.
We need that dull roar that was last week of the rain in the background. One dropping down from New Zealand there. Ness looking like MGJ looking like he needs to stay alive.
On the flank though. That's a very slow
Oh.
jump out.
And what a choice just to stop still and not move at all. Skidder thought, I kind of know where he is, but not enough to commit. It was the play dead tactic.
It was. So New Zealand in control. So it's what we like to see. A very unbiased opinion. But we wanted to see a nice close game. We want to go to a live third set if we can.
Yes, and we're going to 69 points coming out. No penalty, and only a small penalty coming out for Sydney. So we're looking like Cookie can actually hold these zones and flip these zones. We get a 24 point coming out for New Zealand. It is now Sydney's game to win. We see Asylum perfectly placed where he wants to be. He wants to be on that lip so he can just be throwing this tri-sloshes just straight over the edge. And he's almost got his armor coming out as well.
Yeah, it's danger
There's-
signs here for New Zealand.
There's three specials coming out for Sydney as well. Their first armor coming out there. Second armor looking... Yep, there it comes out there. So they're keeping a stream of armors constantly pushing out. That's another 2 New Zealand coming down. They've really got to work together if they actually want to stop this countdown from happening.
Caught in the rain.
Caught in the rain and the tri-slosh, and if not, there was an auto bomb there as well.
So it's up to Math to paint these zones now.
Math managed to do a 3 of Sydney being taken down. I'm not even sure who managed to take down that many Sydney players.
Don't want to be dying in the zone. Sydney look like they may take back control, but
Or Geo. You can't turn around on Geo. Oh, he
Oh.
thought he was still taking out shots on Ness. It was the sprinkler. And then caught in a 3v1 with no paint
yeah,
around
look
him.
how much better it is when New Zealand can come out and work together. They're getting sloshed from the top now, but nice retake there.
Right. Now, bridge control is the important thing here. You see Sydney being in hold of it the entire time, but they've got to get Slook on there. The bomb pushing it. MGJ off it. Slook managing... Oh no, Slook falling to the bomb.
Nice by Ness taking out Geo.
Beautiful kill. Just need to keep one side of the zone to stop that from being painted, but 2 Sydney players there. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to hold on.
Gets
He needs
denied
that
by the
backup.
chicken. Ness doing a good job staying alive here though.
Only 3 people. Someone has just rushed in from New Zealand and unfortunately taken out. New Zealand need a full strength team if they want to come in. Asylum coming in, taking out 2 players there. Geo cleaning up. Slook is being left as a 3v1. Still manages to take out 1.
Oh.
Beautiful play coming out from Slook. Coming out for the quad.
Let's go!
What an absolute madman. Holy shit.
Backs against the wall, Slook has come up massive.
Now they're looking like they're going to be counting down. That is a momentum shifting kind of kill coming out from there.
Oh, and
You
Geo.
bags! Coming out from Geo just to say, yeah, yeah.
Imagine squid nagging someone who's just got a quad on his team. Has a cojones on this guy.
It is some mad Geo cojones. This is earth shattering for Sydney, and if they never manage to to sync themselves up again, I totally understand.
New Zealand's chance, though. Oh, the math goes down. I think it's been good special usage by Sydney as well. You're a bit exhausted after this week.
I'm exhausted, man. Ooh, Geo taking out 2 with another armor. And no doubt armor. Oh my god, more bags, please. They're already down. This double armor comp is just, it's being executed perfectly. I see it go back to Silent to Geo to Silent to Geo. It means that everyone has to work extra hard in order to take out kills. Oh.
Nice by Geo there. Aim god.
Running on a 15-6 at the moment, and even with only being one-upped by Slook on 17 KA at the moment. Look at the way Geo takes these fights.
The BM.
The BM, that's like the 4th bag he's done that game. But look, he takes the aggro and then buggers off, lets other people find him, and then comes and picks him off. He's a vulture.
One by one.
He is a vulture. And we're looking at Geo could not be one-upped by Slook, coming out with 18 points. A huge KA coming out from that entire team. I think that was the armor assists coming out, supporting their aggressive playstyle.
Definitely would have helped, for sure.
Bricks subscribed at tier 1. We have our 3rd subscriber, Bricks. Thank you very much. I can still count the amount of subscribers that we have on one hand, and you, sir, are my middle finger. Bricks, thank you very much. I assumed it would be better than that. I'm sorry to give you the middle finger. It's the longest one, technically. And we have Silent Night coming out with 4th. You, sir, are my wedding ring finger. We have, if we go down to our commentary stream, we have...
I'm sorry, I've got my face right up.
We have the Dark Mesh.
As the thumb, you reckon?
He's the thumb.
He's definitely not the little finger.
He can't be a little finger. He's number 1. He's the opposable. He separates the humans from the animals, right? This is the allowing the claw,
what
right?
What are you doing with your hand?
I'm showing what an opposable thumb does.
Right.
All right. Dark Mesh.
Paddy
Yums?
Diddles.
Paddy Diddles.
Micro beats himself.
Was the index, right? And then we have
The
Bricks.
MacBook index.
We have Bricks, the middle finger. Thank you very much, Bricks. And then we have
Silent Night.
Silent Night taking out the wedding ring finger. We still have a pinky up for grabs, guys.
And then a whole nother hand. And I've got 2 as well, so...
And I'm not wearing any shoes at the moment. We're not turning this into a feet stream. We are keeping our feet clearly away from this stream, guys. We have some Splatoon to watch. Come on, let's get back to this. We've got some more picks, some more bands coming out here. This is Splat Zones. Who was the next pick?
Look, let me have a look. That's probably my job in this whole setup. Oh, they're upset because we haven't read it up.
They're waiting for us.
Maybe I'll do it.
We're looking at Moray Towers.
We're talking about our hands and feet.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's
us
a
to
New
play
Zealand
games.
pick. That's a New Zealand pick. Moray Towers. Okay, I know exactly what they're trying to do here.
We might see Slook off the ballpoint and onto the K shot. We saw it previously.
Oh, we have a hype train coming.
No, I was
You
wrong.
have a limited time to earn exclusive emotes. Hit gifting us rewards from 5 others in chats. Oh my god, we have 5 minutes to sub, gift, or use bits to get to the next level, guys.
And
Let's all aboard this hype train for this next match in Splat Zones.
Moray Towers, Splat Zones, what a time to be subbing.
I know, right? MGJ being taken out by Skidder. Skidder using one of his dashes as a juke, trying to stay against the wall, but Math knows all about those Julie plays. Managing to take him out. I'd imagine Geo took out his K-Pro here. Yes. Because if they're trying to distance Slook away from the rest, that's what Geo's going to do. He's going to reply with a K-Pro.
Yeah,
Oh, we have bits coming out. The hype train is all... My browser is going nuts at the moment.
We're trying to concentrate on the game here.
I really...
Thank you to everyone. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for supporting us, guys. I'm tearing up. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
Or the Battle of Geo. Oh, against the trade.
Oh,
We know how important some of those trades can be. Like, you'd expect Geo to take that win there. So Math getting the trade. We talk about expectations with FLC.
Right.
If Math can keep doing that, then
he just needs to do that 2 or 3 times in a game, and that will secure the victory for his team. In key moments, right? Making sure that he's taking the kills and they're objective focused. He's not just doing it for the sake of doing it.
New Zealand take the lead here.
Missiles coming out, trying to find out where they are, but they're all down. There's only a Cookie who's coming back. So these missiles maybe are a little bit preemptive, but this is 26. This is a great showing from New Zealand. Maffey trying to hide. Geo and Skidder rush into it. We're looking at expectations here. Can Geo manage to turn around and take out Math? No, there's 1 kill.
Look at them swarm.
Math being taken out. Skidder trying to paint. Not the right gun for painting. All he has is a splashdown to take down this zone.
This is a huge
He's trying to
battle
get in his
here.
way. Unfortunately, it's not enough to take the zone, but it is enough to stop the hemorrhaging. Hemorrhaging.
Oh, and Slook taking out Skiddo. That's going to be...
Looking down at 1.10. New Zealand taking out that match.
Here we go.
That is what the hype train. This is you guys did this. You brought the hype train, and that's what happens. New Zealand takes a game from Sydney on Moray Towers. A huge game coming out from Math. Only 7 kills, but you were talking about it that entire game. The expectations from players that aren't that top tier, they what do they have to do, Jack? You run me through it. What do they got to do, man?
Well, they just need to... Well, firstly, you need to do your role, right? You just play your role. But on occasions...
I'm going to stop you. Grog Bottle there. Another subscriber from Grog Bottle. This hype train is at level 2, 51% at the moment. I'm lost for words. You use the words. I'm done. I'm done. Right.
So, players just need to play their role. They need to do what is expected of them.
Yes.
But in certain moments, if they can take that opportunity to do more than what's expected of them, that can create a momentum shift that propels their team to a victory.
Right.
So we saw there from Matt topping the scoreboard. That's not necessarily expected of him. He took out Geo a couple of times.
Yep.
Geo's expected to get, taking FLC's advice here,
right.
2 kills per engagement.
Right.
Matt may be expected to get 1.
Mm-hmm.
He took out Geo. Geo didn't get any kills in that engagement. Completely flips the script.
Right. And as soon as he does something like that, Slook is alive. Slook no longer has to think about where Geo is or where their top players are. And so what does Slook do? He uses all of his experience. He uses all of his experience to move into a better position, to get New Zealand set up for the next push. Right? He no longer needs to think about that. He can then set everything up. So it takes a huge weight off everyone's shoulders. It's so important for every player to step up. I've run out of fingers. Grog Bottle, you were my pinky. I've had to start on my right hand now. We've had Sacred Aura Blade 21. Cheers for that subscribe. We're sitting here at tier 1. Second hand is coming out. Yes, you have my thumb on the other side. Mesh, you'll always be my main thumb, though.
I don't even know what that means anymore.
I don't know what that means. Sitting at 79% of a hype train, level 2. I don't even know what a hype train is. Guys, tell me what a hype train is.
I don't know, but I feel like we haven't set up anything that they should be getting to the hype train.
Sure, I'm so distracted. All right, we're going into our Splat Zone map. Who was the next person to pick?
It was Sydney who picked the humpiest back of the pumpiest track.
The pumpiest tracks of the hump. Now, I feel like this makes sense because Geo provides all the humps and all the pumps, which he has in the reef. There were so many humps and so many pumps coming out from Geo that he couldn't contain himself and needed a track to drop all of his humps and pumps on.
I don't know what you're talking about, but...
Deep down you do.
Go with the K-Pro here as well.
You've struggled on this map.
I've struggled on a lot of maps, as.
But if that's anything to go by, then that means nothing. So really, this is down to the final chance for New Zealand to to look at the finals. They can kiss the finals away if they do not win this match. This is all or nothing for New Zealand if they even want to sniff a chance at the money-making match, the $1,000 grand final. $1,000.
What would you do?
What would I do?
1/6 of $1,000. You have a nice dinner. You can take me out for a nice dinner.
We got a choo-choo hype train emote. Look at him.
Oh,
Look at him.
perfect.
He's a little ghost. I love him. Choo-choo.
All right, here
Cheers,
we go.
man.
Match point still for Sydney. What can New Zealand do to wrestle this zone set away from them? Silem on the try slosh again.
Thanks. Grog Bottle, I know you're not a Splatoon fan, but because of you subbed, I'm going to explain some things, and we're going to turn this stream into something that everyone can understand. We are playing Splat Zones at the moment. You need to take the middle of the zone, and you need to cover it with your own team's ink, and you need to hold that while it counts down. Right now, New Zealand Rush are in hold of the zone, and it's counting down. So we need to see the purple team. We need to see Sydney Endeavour. They need to work together as 4 squids and push in with their special abilities, right? Silem getting a first kill there. This is the beginning of a push. You see an armor come out that's going to reduce incoming splat damage.
Haven't quite got hold of the zone yet, but
As
they're
you saw,
chasing them off.
it protect him from the bomb there. And that was a successful push for Sydney, who managed to take it. And notice they're starting to count down now. So they're on 90, 88 points, counting down. And now that's pretty much the flow of this match. It's going to bounce back between those two numbers.
It's very similar to King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
In other games.
Right.
Oh.
Ooh, Matthew, the baller.
How did the baller survive that?
I don't know. There is a very specific timing between ballers and splashdowns that you need to work on. All you need to know is people got blown up. Skidart trying to stop people from coming back in. They're going to take the lead in the next few seconds. Sydney now take the lead. It is now New Zealand's game to push back in. We're going to need to see one special come out from Ness. Maybe he's
They've
called
almost
it.
all got specials now.
All right, we see some missiles coming in, and we see a rain popping in.
The
That's
two
a
went
double
down.
rain. This is looking like it's going to be the end. Cookie coming out when he
no.
needs to.
Sydney looking like they're going to take this. The
Baller trying to
goes
come in. He's going to
delayed.
get popped straight away and be taken out as soon as he pops. Managing to get that stop. There are 4 points left for Sydney. 3, 2, 1. That is a win to Sydney. They have taken out this game in set 2. That unfortunately means that New Zealand cannot physically come into the...
What's happened to your scoreboard in the bottom left there?
I don't know, man. What's happening there?
In the zones. The TC, sorry.
Oh, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Did New Zealand win that first one? No, Sydney won that first one. Yeah.
But it's showing... Sorry to distract you.
That's okay. I wasn't in the middle of anything. That's fine.
So just set the winners for those games.
Yep. So that's fine. That's fine. Oh, for these games. Yep. So that was
New Zealand.
New Zealand, Sydney, New Zealand.
No.
No.
Sydney.
Sydney. Cool. And then you want to have a look at the gameplay screen just to confirm. Is that better?
That's much better.
That's better.
I'm adequately satisfied.
I'm glad that you're adequately satisfied. What a rush. Sydney Endeavour proving why... Oh, that was not intentional. That was not intentional, guys. When I do puns, they're meant to be intentional. I'm sorry. Sydney proving why they should be a top 3 team. A contender to take out the Firetail League.
Absolutely. They're doing... I mean, it's going to be quite important for Sydney to pick up as many games as they can here, because I need the set, because it all comes down to points. So if they can beat New Zealand here, then next week they've got Brisbane, which might be a bit more of a challenge. So I think they're going to want to pick up as many games and sets as they can in this match to try and separate themselves from Adelaide. I believe Adelaide play New Zealand next week, so
right.
It's really between Adelaide and Sydney for that last spot. in the finals.
All right, we're going to our final set.
Clam Blitz.
That's right. What everyone wants in the stream. We are getting some clam bits.
Clams for the fans.
That's it. Ready for those guys. So, what are the picks and bans? What's going on as we go to the Paddy Diddles picks and bans?
So Albacore has been banned by Sydney, and Makamat has been banned by New Zealand.
What was the first one? Sorry?
Albacore.
And so we're going into our pick.
Should we just change Clam Blitz to like Microwave Blitz?
Microwave beats, yeah. Microwave blitz. Yeah, sure. So the pick. Who's the pick?
Oh, yeah, the pick.
Skidder Stinky Poo Poo. Slook, what are you going on about in Discord?
They haven't chosen
my friend?
that yet. Skidder wanted to play Clash on Makamat, and Slook has denied them of that chance,
I see.
and has indicated that Skidder is in fact Stinky Poo Poo.
Obviously, we're nothing but professionals here at the Firetail desk. We bring you nothing but quality content, and
I'm just reading what's in the chat.
right. Right.
If you want to blame anyone, blame Slook.
It's like reading out like a court hearing. He said, he, skitter, stinky, poo poo.
We're like Anchorman. Just read whatever's on the teleprompter.
Yeah, I like to do the cha-cha. Yes, no, that is Anchorman. I'm thinking of Yes Man, where he gets him to do crazy things as well, but I'm thinking Anchorman as well.
You good?
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently we're spitting facts because Owsy thinks that Skidder is kind of stinky poo-poo though too.
Oh, right.
Right. Is this common knowledge?
Snapper Canal has been picked. Not now, but as in, actually has it?
No,
it hasn't.
Starfish Main Stage
but
is the pick for New Zealand Rush.
For
Sydney.
So, it would be interesting to see if Snapper Canal is played again. It's been played in every Clam Blitz set so far, including
so
last
it has. Yes. Yep. But there's a very 33.3%. We have a thirds breakdown of a lot of maps.
There's
going
only
on
been
here.
3 Clam Blitz sets, so
Yep.
you know.
Everything's a triplet.
Last night there was one, so that'll move it up. So we're up to 5 Clam Blitz sets all up now. You know, it's starting to build.
We are, yes. And I think teams are getting more comfortable as the season goes on to play Clam Blitz because they've played together more and it was a taboo thing when we first started, but now it seems like it's a strong pick for certain teams.
Yeah, I think we definitely saw... I feel like we saw Clam Blitz being used as a way to take players like Ladius out of the game.
Yep.
That seems to be a strategy that teams are employing.
That didn't work.
Doesn't really work.
It didn't work.
But you can try.
You can certainly try. You certainly can.
But it throws up a bit of craziness. So it's sort of just, if you're not feeling confident with any other modes, just throw it up there and see what happens.
See what happens. Look, Rush were one game away from each of those sets, and they had a chance in every one.
They did. Let's hope they can pick up a set here. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be fun to see. I think we've got Sydney sticking with Skidder, Geo, Silent and Cookie, and New Zealand going with MGJ, Ray 13, Slook, and Kaz.
Hey, Kaz! We haven't seen Kaz in a few of these games, so it's great to see them come back out.
Time to rock the Kaz bar.
Yeah, rock the Kaz bar. Is that scoreboard to your satisfaction?
Well, you know, it's a bit one-sided, but no, I can't do much about that.
And we have colours coming out from Sydney Endeavour and Rush as correct. Sydney's coming out, or the Endeavour is coming out as yellow, and Rush is coming out as blue. Very nice colour palette. Let's get into this final match here. And now, as always, who do we have? Was it Grog Butthole? What, Grog Bottle? Grog... There was Grog Bottle?
Are you trying to count on your... You're not going to remember...
I'm not going to remember my fingers.
You have to get their names tattooed on your fingers.
That's the only way that this is going to work is to have that.
So, Slook working their way onto the right-hand side of the map here. Gonna overlook mid. Finds Geo.
Getting a first few taps. Helps out with the assist there. Once again, weak. Picking up a lot of assists. Unable to really take out anyone there.
Asylum with the Neo Splash.
Oh, 2 down. Looking for the third one.
Vanilla Splash.
Oh, God. Asylum
Love the bag.
has officially gone with a nice long bag there. Look, that should have been an instant replay. That was a great play coming out from Asylum. Starting this push off for Sydney. There's 16 clams to 0. 22 clams to 0. Kaz getting that trade right at the end, but what happened to all those clams?
Gonskis. Maybe they painted the wrong switch. I don't know. I don't know how this works.
Ness coming in middle to clear up some clams here. It looks like it could be Sydney's push back. Oh, a terrible jump coming from Geo. Kaz being able to clean that up, and
if New Zealand had some clams, they would be scoring them right now.
Unfortunately, they don't.
Up to 20 now, so might just
Bubbles coming in, but unfortunately, got to go straight through. Who's bringing the?
Just gets the pop on the bubble, but can't get the throw in as Geo takes them out.
Where is that toxic mist coming from?
The splash. It's the vanilla splash.
Oh, the vanilla splash, right? And that what's the other? What is it?
Its special is inkjet. Yep.
Ah, right. Okay, coming out from Ray 13. So, look, there's some key... I think Toxic Mist is quite underused. This is definitely a good mode to use it in, as people are trying to stream in thinking they can throw.
Yep.
Causes a lot of limp throws that kind of like just go... just before they hit the clam basket.
A blooper reel throw.
A blooper reel throw, yes, correct.
Luke's found Geo.
Brilliant. Takes out Geo.
And I think Made in West is Booyah as well.
That would be real beneficial if that was the case. Yes, he's sitting back at 47, so he's reset back to half of those special points that he needs to now rack back up. They're trying to move together as a unit, but they're being pincered from left and right. Geo managing to take out one. Beautiful movement coming out from Geo. Trades there with Slook. 2 down, going down now for New Zealand. Ray has to back off because he has a glowing beacon. Even more.
Look at those squids pop up.
Nobody rallies together like a man trying to hunt down an inkjet. That is a common enemy that everyone can get around.
Skidder here in a position to potentially score.
Comes in, starts the push, doesn't really have a lot of backup, but Skidder does
get cancelled.
Skidder is gone.
The jump in though, Cookie's going to score.
Perfect jump in coming in. Cookie managing to get a kill on Ness. This keeps the basket open for Sydney.
Salem sneaking here with another ball.
Coming around, Ray 13 needs to stop.
Out.
Gets short, cut out from the left hand side.
The basket's closed, so frantic, but they managed to stop them.
And which keeps them in the lead coming into this final minute for Clam Blitz. This looks like the momentum's coming towards New Zealand's way. We need to see from Sydney a quick stop. And then they need to have the clams. They need to at least have 2 power clams thrown through overtime if they want to take out this game.
Could even see New Zealand start throwing clams away.
Cookie coming through. Who's there to help him? That's one.
Geo's up there throwing
Geo's
clams.
coming in for another. Needs one more clam. Booyah coming out. Silent coming in. They managed to take the lead there. There is a pity ball.
Yeah, and they'll get another one. They just need to keep...
They need to take out Skidder. If Skidder dashes in right at the last second to then throw in a clam, that's going to be game. Instead, we see a slow wipe come out.
Okay, so they got 2 power clams, or they've actually left the one.
They've left a pity back there, but someone can go pick it up. They just need to work together to get a few kills on Sydney.
Here come the bubbles.
3 specials come out at the same time. Sydney trying to spread out.
The jump
Kaz jumping in.
They've run out of time. Oh my goodness. Could just one thing go right?
I know.
For the New Zealand rush.
I know, right? I know. So we've seen 19, 15. Look, they... And that is proof there that KA is not everything. You just saw them... Yeah, I want to see your face. You're just like in disbelief.
Oh, man.
Kills are not everything. I feel New Zealand, they defended really well. They pushed really well. They just took their sweet ass time. And now they got me counting on my sub hands.
You've got too many uses for those fingers. So.
And they had their chance. They really did.
Absolutely. Firstly, I mean, they seem to sort of melt a little bit in pressure situations.
That's don't they?
Maybe a harsh call, but the amount of times we've seen New Zealand lose in overtime or in the last 30 seconds is ridiculous.
Yep. Incredible. Inconceivable. All other adjectives.
Yeah, and I think just they had a really good push building there and it just ran out of time. So that was unfortunate, but yes. I don't know if they've been like hanging out with black cats and walking under ladders or I don't know
just smashing mirrors.
Yeah.
I just imagine MGJ there because he's such a thug that he just punches this mirror before he starts playing and then keeps going, just like blood dripping down his hand. That's the kind of guy that I imagine.
Has all like maths equations written on.
Yeah, I have a vivid imagination of what goes on in Splatoon players' lives. We need to get into our next match. That's enough of us. We're looking into Clan Blitz. There's still 2 matches here for New Zealand to come back.
Win a set.
Right. What is their pick?
Waholai Warehouse.
Waholai.
Cool whip.
Can't have a pipe with that. Cool whip. New Zealand Rush. That's their pick.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, I'll take it.
You're the wife, remember?
I know. All right, that pick comes out from...
I feel like New Zealand pick all the maps that no one else likes. You know, like the more ace zones and walleye on any mode, really. No one really likes it.
No.
So, you know, Clams is its only mode where it's like somewhat passable, I feel.
Yeah.
It's my personal opinion. And
Yeah.
that's why the map pool's like this. Because that's my personal opinion.
We don't see a lot of walleye, and it'll be good. I think the 2 uninkables that you see running through, or the 1 uninkable through the middle, is the main push, where they just kind of funnel specials down there. I think New Zealand might have the coordination to do that. But are they going to pick up their act and actually do something fast for once?
That's a good point. You think they're taking too long to get into their action?
Yeah, I do think so.
I see MGJ on the squeezer.
Yeah.
So Kaz painting up the right hand side. See a couple of trades going. Sydney had 3 down, so New Zealand can control a mid, get their players back in, and continue this push. Armor comes out from Kaz. Spots someone on the ramp there, but
Maybe a little bit too early. Look, they are building up a lot of clams, but they haven't really won any fights with this armor. That's usually a go signal for people to kind of work together to push him out. Instead, Sloot gets rushed. 3 members of the rush go down. The rush are getting rushed. And
Ness has to jump out.
has to retreat, right?
Yeah, so we play a minute. not much has happened, to be honest.
No, it's not. The first minute of clams, a lot doesn't happen. You can wipe, but there's not enough clams on the map to do any decisive pushes.
They're pushing top right here, so Cookie might be able to jump to Skidder.
No, Skidder and Geo both down. Still managing to get the jump in, maybe a roll down. Instantly taken out by Ray. Ray knew that roll would be dropped straight into platform. Usually you can get a clam throw with Julie's because most people don't realise that you're going to roll. Ooh, great movement, stopping all the very weak from all these bombs. Spending more time focusing on movement rather than helping his teammates.
Yeah, and they've got 18 clams. They just need to get some clean kills. They seem to trade on a lot of their engagements. Geo goes down there. So I mean, if you look at the KA, it's relatively even, but New Zealand just don't seem to be taking advantage of any opportunities they've got.
And Cookie realising that he can take out the man behind the bubble. And that's not MGJ not being able to put himself in a good enough spot. But Ray 13 is really turning up. I'm feeling his energy in his movement, right? It is a lot of effort to be splat dashing everywhere and to keep that high intensity of movement up. And I feel he wants to kind of come out with some sort of win.
Yeah, as we see a wipe on the side of New Zealand. So I've been impressed with Silem as well. Silem's had some good games today. Right,
and when Silem has the backup of the rest of that team, he doesn't need to worry about staying alive, or he can just play his game, right?
I feel like we've seen him be a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
Something that's been missing the last few weeks.
Well, they put Silem a lot of the time in a support-based role, right? When they don't run low.
Yep.
He comes out as a support. There's no support in this team right now. We have 4 Slayers.
Absolutely.
The CDS Cookie's CDS is aggressive, so I'm going to call it a Slayer.
Yep, definitely. I think he's very solid on that.
Slook managing to take out 2. Unfortunately, not before Kaz dropped down. Skidder doing what Skidder needs to do. Getting the trade. Skidder's back up. Skidder going to jump in.
Yeah, I just think that was another example where you got a 2v1 and it'd be nice if you just take the guy out without losing any people. But
we're into the final minute of this game, and that is the first clam that has been thrown. Geo coming and seeing if he can put in a few pocket clams, gets taken out by Slook. But the importance...
Whoa.
Yeah, go push into their bloody half. The importance of that push was that you need more than one random super clam if you're going to win this game.
Yeah.
We now need to see a structured push come out from New Zealand within the allotted time frame. What are you looking at?
Burst bombs that are coming out from Silem, I assume.
Yeah, of course. Dangerous. He's running a sub-saver hero shot there, so they're coming out fast and free.
Kaz has found a way.
Just beelining in, trying to dodge around, gets a limp throw. This is what...
Slook can get to that ball though.
We don't know because there's no 9 clams underneath. Silem getting the stop there. Desperately fighting for this, but unfortunately feeding in one at a time. I think this is the end. And I like how G Standard already knows that it's a blooper reel throw. I appreciate that. It's unfortunately what our team is known for outside of the league is throwing clams that don't quite make it to the basket. Cookie finishing off there, and just like the first push, Cookie going in, dying, Geo coming out with 1 pocket clam.
Yeah, the rolls on those tools really helping with scoring.
They keep you alive, right? And I'm a big advocate of Julie's being the entry, because the idea is that they get 1 throw off and then they can move and they bounce around, and then everyone's looking at the person who just threw the clam rather than the second person.
Yep.
As a small silence drifts over the league, the realization that this has been another 3-0 from Sydney, the powerhouse of a team, against New Zealand Russia. We have one last game here. We're watching one more sub come out. I assume it's going to be to get more games. Everyone needs to play a minimum of 25 games to come out here. It's a sobering moment. Not saying we're drunk. It's a bit too early in the morning for that. But it's a sobering moment.
It is. I mean, you got to remember that Sydney were only one win away from beating Melbourne as well. So they could be the team that is 4-0. They've got a challenging game next week against Brisbane. But it'll be interesting to see what happens later today with Brisbane and Melbourne, which is coming up straight after this. So, look, Sydney was a lot of people's pick to take this whole thing out, and they're not disappointing, those people.
No.
Inclusive.
Yeah, all those people. Yeah, so we're going into our final match. What do they pick, by the way? What's the final match?
Snapper Canal, of course, because you can't have Clan Blitz without Snapper Canal.
All right, picked by New Zealand, coming out for their last pick. Still a 0% pick from Humpback, and then everything else, 0% from Albacore. There's still some maps that haven't actually seen any play. Macomart has such a rushdown kind of comp that it's too unpredictable. You cannot safely win that map.
Well, we saw that last night. I think it was the game 9 was on Clan Blitz Macomart.
I see. Yeah.
And Adelaide managed to take that one out. So, yeah, we're seeing some different maps. It's hard. I guess the Clan Blitz there is a bit harder to take anything out of because there's only been a few sets. But,
right.
All we know is people love Clam's Snapper.
People love Clam Snapper. It's a good map. I like it.
Gonna be cool. Once it's all done, we're gonna have of these map pools. These are the ones people liked.
Right.
We could do a tournament just based on those maps.
That's a good idea.
The hard thing though is
good idea.
Do you put the maps in that have been banned a lot? Because people obviously think they're gonna favour certain people, or do you leave them out and just go with the ones that have been played a lot? Who knows?
Who knows?
These are the things I'd stay awake thinking about at night to bring you these.
A lot of things keep you up at night, because you're a restless soul.
I am, especially when it comes to Splatoon maps.
You just need a big cuddle.
Yeah,
I'll give you a big cuddle later, buddy.
A little spoon. It's always an expectation of me to be the big spoon.
It is, and I'm sorry.
I'm sick of it. Sometimes I want to be cuddled.
I'll cuddle you, mate. Getting into our final match, where Sydney have done anything but cuddle New Zealand. They have pushed them out of the bed. They are on the floor, sleeping on the floor in the doghouse.
Stolen all the covers.
Yes, stolen all the covers. And it's cold out there.
It's definitely cold at the bottom of the leaderboard, isn't it?
They have. They've left New Zealand cold, high and dry. All the negative words are what Sydney have done to New Zealand. Cookie looking like he's going to... holding 9 clams is a good idea, but it doesn't matter because he kind of sees the end happening where he could get a sneaky throw in. And look, I resonate with what happened there, right? He saw he had 9 clams, he saw 1 clam, and that 1 clam was between him and the basket. He thought he could get there, throw it, start it off, and he would be the hero. It is a common misconception of Clam Blitz to let that happen because there's just not follow-up. There's no one there to help you.
Interestingly, we're seeing Geo on the bamboo as well. Just like to point that one out.
Oh. I'm sure with his 5-1 KA already, 6-1 KA, he will not disappoint.
No, and they've thrown 2 power clams in there in quick order. Geo following up with some smaller clams. Ness trying to hunt them down.
And Ness either fallen in the drink, it seems.
No, I think they...
No, he stay alive.
Skid us up at the basket.
Oh, that's good.
They run out of clams here, so the basket will close.
48. Now that push was very reminiscent of New Zealand's first push on Starfish main stage, right? It's a good number.
Yeah, and that NPU for
MP Bamboo, and Geo are going to put on an exhibition for us as to why they should nerf Bamboo. Already on 8-1, topping the charts. No one from New Zealand has gone past 4 yet. Has gotten half of what he's been able to do. But like we've said, kills aren't everything unless you're destroying their entire team. Oh my god.
And then you get the quad as we go to the replay.
We go to the replay. Look, he uses his missiles at the same time as applying pressure. His whole team's putting on the right amount of pressure, and that's the good time to use missiles, right? When everyone's being pushed and everyone has to move further back or die to the missiles.
Yep. And we saw Sydney score there, but they didn't really increase their score too much, so...
No, they just flexed on them at this point. Nice, 2v1 coming out from New Zealand, taking out Skidder.
Bamboo is wrecking.
It's
aggressive.
Impressive. Something that charges that quick shouldn't be able to kill that quick, but it does. And combined with Geo's aim,
yeah, that's the thing.
arguably one of the best aim in Australia. It's not a fun experience for anyone on the receiving end.
Geo's last up, but spotted a few people on the right there. Kaz gonna look to score.
Trying to get a first one in. Oh, skeet shooting
Geo.
comes out for Geo, but the 2-on-1 coming out, and Sloop popping up from behind. This is a case here where Math has the clams but wants to stay alive. Sloop needed to provide backup. Silem didn't care.
They get down to 50.
Silem just cleaned up. Pushed straight through the middle there.
And the armor comes out. They look to push back here. Geo just chilling, taking out people.
No one can match the range of that bamboo unless Slook is going to stand up and then fight a max range fight with him as well.
Yeah, and that's just going to draw Slook into the other Sydney Endeavour players. So.
Right. More missiles coming out here. The Geo exhibition still continues. As MGJ gets taken out as well. Geo putting on a masterclass of bamboo usage here. Someone who I've never seen his bamboo.
No, I've never seen him play bamboo.
Oh, and that's... No, he manages to drop that one. Cookie taking out... Oh!
Love the pose there.
Getting a beautiful shot for the camera. Geo managing to fall down.
Oh, and
Kaz managed to take out that shot. The armor coming out at a perfect time. They should work together like they're doing there. That is what we need to see more. Kaz and Math going around just taking out 2-on-1s. Where is Math? Where has Matthew gone?
there.
He's there. And look, it
I managed to take out Geo, so
was a good
not
fight.
all is lost.
No.
But they need to work together.
But every time you let Geo take 2 1v1s, you're skewing the fight in his favour.
Oh,
He
definitely.
wants to separate you. He wants to take on the 1v1.
So Math has Baller here.
We're going to need 2 balls to come out from New Zealand. A
Yeah,
ball comes in,
shredded.
gets instantly stopped. Matthew rolling to the side, getting only a few hits on Geo. It's not enough. 2 New Zealand down. Slook needs to come out with... Oh my god!
Out of nowhere!
Silem with the ball cleaning up on the final of this show. I don't think we're going to see any more, so it's important to watch this baller just pop out and take out Slook, which was the final hopes and dreams crushed for New Zealand.
Whew. Let's see the Geo KA in there. 21.
21.
Can't quite top the 25 of Goose. The challenge is still out there.
The challenge is very much alive with a 3-0 coming out from Sydney Endeavour. What a great game.
You did select the wrong team there on the end, but
Oh,
you know,
there we go. Sorry. Yes.
perfect.
Is it perfect?
It is
We've
now.
you were just talking before that we made 6 babies. The teams are our babies.
Right, okay.
the teams. And we've just watched Sydney dash
Kill one of our
New
babies.
Zealand against the wall with a horrendous 3-0. This is Sydney were the Mad King and have just ruined New Zealand's chances of getting into the finals.
Yeah, they sure have. I don't know what more to add to that. I mean, New Zealand is so close, but so far, I guess it's they have a lot of opportunities that they couldn't capitalize on. They couldn't push up and take control of the map and then push again. Like, you didn't get any repeat pushes,
Right.
which I think is what is missing out. They seem to trade a lot when they maybe had the advantage, should have secured the kill. It became a bit too much. The Slayers there of Sydney were too strong, I think, today.
I totally agree. And we should probably hear from some Slayers from Sydney.
We should. Let's
see who we have in store. Let's have a post-game interview with some of the victors. You know, we're looking on the bad side of New Zealand not being able to push through, but Sydney are cementing their spot on second on the leaderboard. And if Melbourne lose, then they might take this top spot.
They could do, yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what happens in our next game. That's going to sort of, if Brisbane wins that, then we've got 3 teams on 3 wins, 1 loss.
Right.
So next week becomes very important because basically, I think. No, I'm not going to make that.
Yeah, don't make that assumption. Don't do it.
Let me do the numbers.
All right. Checkers is a numbers guy. He likes his numbers. He gets spooned by his numbers. You're going to need a big number.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've lost it too.
I think it's easier just not to say anything
yes.
than to be drawn into this conversation.
I'm trying to bait you.
So we're looking to bring some people in. We've got one person in our
yes.
waiting room.
So Putz has just said he'll be back in 20 if we're still going. Yes, this is the end of our first match, guys. We're going to have a quick post-game interview, and then our next match starts in 25 minutes, which will be Melbourne versus Brisbane Boom, which is 2 huge heavyweights. I'm very excited to see what happens there.
Absolutely. That's going to be an awesome game.
But we've got our final 2. Who have we got to interview today?
Yeah, so we have Cookie.
Yes.
Who,
I'll have a chat to Cookie.
Posed nicely for us.
Yeah.
And then we got the big dog himself, Low 24/7. Don't think he did very much today.
I don't know how many games we played, but let's get in there and have a chat to him.
We'll talk to him.
Yeah. Now we're in with our 2 interviewees, Low 247 and Cookie. Welcome, guys, to the show.
Thank you.
Cheers. How'd you nearly get my name wrong then? We're in the same team.
Because
you don't have the L in your name?
Yeah,
so
because
Yeah, it's because we don't take L's.
We don't take L's.
I know you don't take. You give L's to the other team, so you're O247. And it
I have
tripped
to
me
change
out.
it now to WO247.
Whoa. Congratulations on that win, guys. That was awesome. Low, I didn't see you much in the second half of that match. Did you just play too well in the first half that you thought you'd give New Zealand a rest?
Yeah.
What was going on there?
Played like red hot garbage for 4 games, and I thought I'd let someone else pick up the trash.
And then we saw Cookie. We brought out this 4-man Slayer comp. Usually either you play slightly reserved or Silem whips out some sort of support weapon. Well, why the 4 Slayers?
I think we realized that aggression, like heavy aggression, would be best against the kind of playstyle that New Zealand had. Because as we kind of noticed, they were playing very passive and like they were taking their time in a lot of the games, especially Clan Blitz. So if we played a more aggressive comp, it wouldn't end up in a stalemate.
Right, and I think that we spotted something very similar, and so did the viewers. So it's great that you guys are actually adapting on the fly. It's easy for us because we're watching the entirety of the game. But it's the mind like you have, Cookie, is the reason why Sydney is almost at the top of the leaderboard. Depending on how next game goes.
Yeah. Brisbane.
What do you guys... Lo, who do you think is going to win this next match against Melbourne and Brisbane?
Melbourne and Brisbane? Or I would like to see Brisbane win.
I'm on the side of Melbourne.
Just so that then Melbourne's dropped a set because we've dropped a set as well because they can't clean sweep the whole tournament.
Right.
I mean, that's true, but like I want to see Brisbane lose a game. So... but I also want to see Melbourne lose a game.
I think ideally for you guys,
ideally we would want
Melbourne would lose, and then you'd beat Brisbane next week.
Yeah,
and then
I think
that
that's
might
right.
get you into first.
I think it's just gonna be fun to watch, honestly.
Right.
I don't know that Owlsie's playing, or I don't know if he's playing this week or next week, because obviously, like that's why I didn't play majority of the end of that because everyone's got to get their 25 games up as per rulebook.
So
yes.
Whatever makes you
Oh,
feel better.
Well,
No,
yeah,
you weren't in the team. You weren't in the team. It's fine.
I really like the strategy of the 25 game
Yeah,
rule because it brings out all 6 players, right?
Yeah. No, it is good.
Well, I think me and Salem have hit our 25 game cap.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to give some games to like Low and Nereza now.
I think Sydney, I think you guys have done the best as far as this constant
Managing
rotation between the 6 of you. I don't think I've ever seen any of you sit out or...
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's been well planned out, I think.
Do you guys think that you have a good enough plan of attack for the finals where this resets and everyone gets to run their own games? Have you all solidified which modes you guys are better at?
I think it'll mostly come down to who's available because I think there's going to be like availability issues in the next like week.
Right.
So
Okay.
we'll work out who's playing and then try and sort something out from there.
When
Okay.
it comes to modes, I'd say we definitely have strength in splat zones,
Mhm.
and if we get our strategy like on point, we'll be great at tower control. But honestly, it just depends on what we think would be best against the other team. So we're trying to be adaptive, and we're not trying to completely hone in on one single mode because that can backfire.
Oh, absolutely. And people going too confident or with their one strategy that when it doesn't play out like they want to, they just flounder around a little bit.
Is it
Exactly.
Silent's birthday?
Is it Solemn's birthday?
2
No, it
days
was
ago.
a couple of days ago.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
happy birthday, Solem, for 2 days ago. That's so last year.
As
Hmm. Yes,
speaking of flounders, what did the fish say when it hit the wall?
Lo? What?
Damn.
Oh.
Come on,
That,
buddy.
that was for Solemn.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a birthday present.
That's awesome. I thank you for that, Lo. That was great on the stream.
Alright, on that note,
On
let's
that
get
note-
rid of these two.
Yeah. Let's get
Alright.
these guys out.
Ruined it.
Congratulations, guys. Good luck for next week. And we'll, stick around for this next game, hey?
Yep.
No problem.
Thank you. See
Cheers,
you later.
guys.
Catches.
Those lads. All right, team. We are T-minus 20 minutes away from the next game. We're
Yeah.
going to take a short break now and then come back for the pre-game for the next match.
The pre-game for the next game.
Right.
For the next game.
Match game.
Yes, we'll be back, I don't know, 10:50? 10:50 maybe? 10:50?
10:50.
10:50.
10:50? Oh, 10:50 our time anyway. Sorry. We'll be back in 9 minutes. Let's say that. All right.
See you soon.
Thanks, guys. You've been an audience.